The new athletic director at Eastern Illinois University, Tom Michael. Tom's been on the job for, I guess, about a month or so. Tom, I assume you're getting to know people and getting to know the program?
Yeah, it's we're in week 4, finished week 4, and folks have been extremely welcoming. It's an exciting time, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Tom, for basketball fans, a very familiar name and face because he was a great high school player at Carlisle, played at the University of Illinois, and then, Tom, basically you jumped right into athletics as a career after Illinois and pretty much stayed there in a variety of roles, didn't you?
Yeah, I was gone for just under 2 years. Went back to the family business and thought I would take over the lumberyard business that my mom and dad had. But quickly realized that my passion was in athletics, and I stayed in contact with the folks at Illinois and was able to get back there in 1996 when the coaching change was made in basketball, when Coach Henson retired and Coach Kruger came on board, and started there as an academic counselor and spent 18 years there in a variety of roles, and certainly had the end goal of becoming an athletic director. And when Barbara announced that she was going to leave, it certainly had a lot of attractiveness, and talked to quite a few folks as we looked into the process and to the opportunity. And like I said earlier, we're thrilled and excited to be here.
How did the various experiences you've had at Illinois, how did they prepare you to be the Eastern AD?
Well, I think as much as anything, it's an opportunity to see how things are done, but it's also being put in a position to make difficult and hard decisions, and having a big picture approach to different things. And as we start to peel back the different layers here, and I get an opportunity to assess different things, being able to put a vision and plan in place that's specifically to where our needs are and what our priorities need to be, to continue to move the needle forward for Panther athletics.
Do you have a vision for where you want to get to at EIU?
Well, I think that globally, you certainly want to make sure that we continue to enhance the student-athlete experience first and foremost. It was a great opportunity for me to be able to spend 5 years at Illinois as a student-athlete playing basketball there, and those opportunities continue to open doors for me. And so that experience has been unbelievable, and I want to be able to pass that through to the student athletes as they go through Eastern Illinois University and participate as a Panther. And so the more we can continue to enhance that, that's first and foremost. That's why we're in the business, is for the student athletes. So that is where we kind of going to shape things from. Now, from a budget standpoint, from a resource standpoint, from an expenditure standpoint, how that all comes together to enhance that will dictate where our priorities need to be.
Eastern's been a pretty broad-based program in the past with a lot of sports and tried to do, pretty well in all of the sports. Do you intend to continue that, or would you like to focus a little more in some areas?
Well, I think that if we're going to offer a comprehensive sports program, my vision philosophy is that we're going to be competitive in all of those programs. And I think that as we continue to look at things and dig deeper and drill down into some of those things, we have to establish at what level are we committed to doing this. And that goes back to the student athlete experience. If we can't allow them to have a great experience, a world-class experience that's second to none, then we have to think about where we're at and what we're doing and kind of how we're going to get there. And we don't have answers to that right now, and we'll continue to look into that. I know that Barbara had done a lot of that with President Perry, and his administration has done those things, and we'll continue to explore those options to see what's best for EIU athletics.
Tom, it's a kind of a time of transition at the NCAA level with the big conferences starting to move toward upgrading scholarship amounts and things like that. Any idea what sort of an effect that may have at Eastern's level down the road?
Oh, I don't know if anybody really knows how that's going to play out, and frankly, I don't know if those Big Five conference schools know the impact and how that's going to really impact them either. So I think we've got to wait and see to a certain extent. I think we've got to be careful where that's going, just in terms of amateur athletics and certainly what the collegiate model looks like. It's something that's important and critical to me. with what we're doing, because being a part of that, I know what kind of impact that had, and I think that there's a fine line that everybody's got to be careful of where they get to, and certainly the impact that it has on an institution like EIU and where we're at with that, and what kind of positive change that will have. We've got to be aware of that.
You're from a smaller town, downstate Illinois, obviously worked downstate your entire life. I'm assuming that makes you feel like a good fit here?
Without a doubt, that was part of the attractiveness. As I've said, I'm not as much as the goal was to be an athletic director. It wasn't at the sacrifice of going to somewhere where I wasn't comfortable or didn't feel like it was a good fit. Certainly Charleston, Mattoon, Central Illinois, the state of Illinois, this is all what I'm very, very familiar with. And so far in the first month, the community has been great. The campus has been great. We look forward to engaging more in the campus community, and then certainly with the Charleston, Mattoon, and Central Illinois and the state of Illinois, with all those folks that are important to Eastern Illinois. And so hopefully, with the understanding of all those things, being an Illinois person my entire life, and certainly in this area, will have some impact as well.
All right, we're glad you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're excited about it.